What makes this really hard is I have no idea how to get from point A to point B, or what to do now, what to do later. And I'm just trying to figure it all out. Hey everybody, it's Gabriel Montalvo, and thank you so much for coming in here. I just want to create a space where me and you can kind of talk honestly, and just want to share some thoughts that are going through my mind. And so this morning I had this idea, right? And it was kind of quick and intuitive. I decided to go ahead and launch my coaching program, right? And it's something that I've always wanted to do, but I've never been able to really find my way or find the motion or the energy to do it right. Probably because I was scared of what a lot of people would say or think about me, my friends, maybe some of my family, who knows. And I think it's because it feels very delusional. If I'm just being honest, like, it feels very like, what are you talking about, dude? Because I don't have any certifications. I don't have any, I'm not a social worker, not social worker, a psychologist or anything like that. But it's really born out of like this need to want to help people, and it really comes from a place of love, right? A love from me to you, and a love for myself, right? Ultimately, because I want to create the life that I want to live, right? And the only way you can do it is by being your authentic self, and listening to your intuition, or whatever you want to call it, Holy Spirit. Other cultures call it so many different things. And I'm a little bit torn at the moment, and so I'm just going to share it with you guys, and let me know in the comments what you think or what advice you would give me. First I was a banker, right? And then I became a real estate agent. And through all of that, I'm 29, I've accumulated some life experience and seen some things and done some things. I was also a politician, and I've done a lot of things, I feel like, at a young age, right? And now what I'm feeling is I really want to step into the role of becoming more of like a mentor, someone that really helps people with my wisdom. And you have to acknowledge what your gift is. My gift happens to be wisdom, and talking to people. I've always been very sought after for like my opinions and my ideas and my thoughts on things. And I don't know, people just always kind of feel like at a very intuitive level that I can help them. It's always been like that when I worked at the bank, when in school. It's like people could always just kind of feel that I was someone that, could help them. And I think it's because I've always had like this intention of like helping out of love. And I think at some level people can really feel that. And so, in my real estate career, I spent, and not just in my real estate career, probably my whole life, I spent a lot of time, selling myself short, so to speak. And so, well, Gabriel, what's the issue? You know what I'm saying? And the issue is this. I'm right at this crossroads where, I want to launch this online business, this coaching business. I want to launch this, buy me a coffee, have supporters and stuff like that. And, I just feel like at this stage in my journey, I'm always wondering if I'm doing the wrong thing or I'm focusing on the wrong thing. And the imagery I can kind of give you is kind of like like a person that's a chef, right? Obviously, if I'm in front of the video, I'm working on the meal, right? And there's other things that go into that restaurant, like, the menu, making sure it's clean, making sure, that the everything is nice and orderly. So there's a lot of things that go into it. And so sometimes I'm wondering if I'm focusing too much on the menus or, the tablecloth rather than the actual food. You know what I mean? And then there's another, the more that I feel like I perceive that I'm getting momentum, the more the only way I can describe it is like this. I feel like a tension between two parts of me. The tension to, and this first intention was really brought me here. This intention to like make a great meal, make, great content that really helps, uplifts, transforms people. And then there's this other side of me that's like, well, Gabriel, how are you going to make this last financially, And it's also very scary because in some ways, I feel like, I don't want to say I'm transitioning out of real estate, but I do feel like it's not my center of gravity anymore. Before, I would make videos because I was a real estate agent, But now it's switching from, making videos because I'm a real estate agent to making videos because I'm a creative and I have something to say. And so I also feel like I'm at this stage in my life where it's like the second act in a way. And this time I want to be intentional. I don't want to sell myself short. I don't want to, like I was thinking about a coaching program this morning. And, I have a beautiful coaching program set up. The chat GPT helped me put together, like I had the thoughts, but I just needed somebody to like organize it for me. And, there's always like a tension there. Well, like how much do I offer? Or how much do I charge? Do I charge, $1,000? Do I charge $500? What's the optimal price? Because always my intention ultimately is to offer something to someone that they can really use, And I've been there where there's been coaches that like, oh yeah, you have your initial conversation with them and it's amazing, and you intuitively feel like, yes, this person can help me. But then their coaching program is like $5,000 or $1,000. Not to say that's a lot, maybe because I'm at this level, but I want people that come to me, the people I'm going to attract, for them to really get something from my content, right? And I guess I'm just trying to figure out the balance between knowing what to do, when to do it. I know I'm doing something, I'm moving, but it's just like I feel like the hills and the valleys are coming, so to speak, and I don't have answers for everything at this moment. And so that's just kind of stuff that I'm thinking about right now. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comments. But that's kind of where I'm at. My intention is to create something on here. I'm not sure if it's a tribe, a community, content that ultimately at the end of the day it helps people. And you get some type of healing or you get something from it. You know what I mean? And so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Just wanted to share that with you guys. And let me know your thoughts. And I can't wait to hear from you guys. I hope you guys have a blessed day. See you later.